Wow. Welcome to Targeted, the show for masculinity and success. And I'm your host, Atlas Aultman, former military commander turned best-selling author, now bringing you a podcast that you can use. We're sharing stories from highly successful men so that you can figure it out for yourself. Welcome. This is Targeted. It's interesting, the integrity that people bring to the table. It tells a lot about people, and there's this saying that says fake it till you make it, and I'm seeing a lot of that on social media nowadays, where people are trying to fake that they have made success. And we've talked about this a couple times. I know on Todd Stottlemyre's show, he talks about, a lot of people are faking it. They rent the car and get the expensive suit.
I call it fake book.
Yeah. Yeah, fake book. Yes. That's perfect. So you just came from an AI HR conference. Did you see a lot of fakers? I mean, you don't have to point out any names, but go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I think what we're seeing in AI right now is it's a catchy, that it's the thing right now.
It's the thing.
So everybody's AI everything.
Yeah.
So you just really got to kind of, and there's a lot of AI point solutions, but what we've built with Scout is solves a whole business process.
Yeah.
Somebody applies till they're hired. Like, it's not just one little piece of that process. Yeah. It's the whole process.
It's a system.
Yes.
It's not just
single
a point
yes,
solution.
Yes. So I think the people that develop AI that solves from soup to nuts business problems, the whole process, that's what's worth a lot of money.
Yeah. Are you seeing a lot of people make promises that they can deliver and not do it? Because I'll tell you, like, the whole thing with AI, it's the internet of our age. So we've seen a lot of things. We've seen color. I'm assuming I've seen black and white turn to color, and then I've seen the internet, and now AI. I think AI is the new turning point. But with each one of those things, people seem to make promises that they can't deliver. Like, remember the old antennas that you could buy, and it would give you 50 channels.
Yes.
And then it didn't. It'd give you 10.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
The dish TV that would get you prime access to all the fights, but then you still had to pay.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like the solution that everybody wants but isn't available. I kind of see that in AI a lot. People make promises that they can't deliver on.
Yes.
But it seems like yours is delivering.
No, it really is. I'm not just saying that. I mean, we've got clients using it now.
I know you're not saying it. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing people comment on your socials like, this is phenomenal. So I'm asking about other people, those promises.
It's funny because somebody that I use for marketing, he's been in the staffing agency for a long time, and he has actually endorsed us, and he's promoting us because he said similar tools, they say they do these things and they don't.
Yeah.
So he's grabbed onto us because it is, and he's seen it firsthand. So I think there is a lot of that going on, but to be honest, that would be time for me to look. I know what I'm doing, and that's probably one of the biggest things in life for me. There's a great book called The One Thing.
Yes, I love that.
So every day I wake up, and literally every hour, I'm thinking, in this next hour, what am I going to accomplish that's most important? Even when I take a shower, I'm like, nobody's going to interrupt me. I'm taking a shower.
Yeah.
So I am very deliberate about, in this hour, what am I going to achieve in this day, month, year? And then literally nothing is going to get in my way. Otherwise, you'll be achieving everybody else's goals.
Yeah.
If I know what my goals are, whatever comes in at me during the day, if it's not aligned to those, I'm not going to spend my time on.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what happens to people. They extreme focus.
I love that book. The example I always pull from that book for seminars is their time analogy, the switching between tasks. I think Gary Heck, what is his name? The author. We'll put it on the screen here, but and I'll put it in the show notes as well. The author for The One Thing talks about switching between tasks as a time-consuming part of your day. Yeah. So when you switch between tasks, he says 25, or it's like 27% or 30%. It might even be 33. It's a lot of time of moving from one task to another throughout the day. So like going to work is travel time. What are you doing with that time from when you leave the house to when you hit the door of where you work? What is that time? That transition time goes by at 33%. So if you put that into context, it looks like, let's go down to 25%, just for ease. 1 week out of your month is switching between tasks. It's gone.
Yes.
That's 4 months out of a year gone.
Yes.
And now you add social media into that mix, and social media has become the new TV channels. You have all the different channels on your phone. They're called apps now. So now you're switching between apps, and you're switching between things in life. It's just amplified. So when people are looking at life now, if you're not using your type of tools, if you're not involved in AI, you are wasting 60% of your life, 2 weeks out of the year, switching between tasks and apps.
You are in the the context shifting. Everyone thinks they're good at multitasking. Science proves otherwise.
That is so true.
So like what they say is, big chunks of time on your calendar. Otherwise, if I go from interviewing someone to a financial review, like that whole transition takes a lot of energy. You lose a lot. So just blocking time, big enough blocks.
I love that. I'd say another thing I pulled out of that book is walking through doorways changes your frame of mind. So the door frame actually changes your frame of mind. So in your mental space, your reticular activating system, when it's looking for things that are important for you, whenever it enters a new room, it immediately starts to engage, like, what's in this room that can help me get what I need. And unless you wrote it down, you don't frame it. You frame it for someone else.
Yes.
You don't frame it for yourself. So I love how you said that. You're like, whenever I'm doing stuff with my time, am I doing it for me or am I doing it for someone else?
Exactly. And everybody else will take all your time for their goals, if you let them.
So let's draw a parallel between that and AI, because people are looking at AI like it's different than your brain. But if you give your brain specific instructions, it gives specific results. And that's been scientifically proven for years. Lots of books have been written on that. Tony Robbins talks about it. All of the influencers talk about it. Have you seen that parallel? Have you drawn that parallel? Because it seems like you do very similar things with AI that you do with your life. When is that merge going to happen? Or if it hasn't already?
Yeah, I'm not sure I totally understand the question, but I think I got part of it.
Yeah, I'm confusing.
So, so one thing I absolutely do is I train the AI on how I communicate. So what I will do is, like, emails that I've sent, I give it to ChatGPT.
Okay.
So now when I ask it to create an email for X, or this is another use case I should have mentioned earlier, a lot of times I will take a whole email thread and just paste it in ChatGPT and say, give me a great response. And it reads the whole thread.
Yeah.
Give me a great response. I really want to get a demo in front of this person.
Yeah.
And it blows me away. First, it reads the whole chain in millisecond.
Nothing.
And then it spits out a beautiful response. Mm-hmm. So, but it also talks like me because I'm always training it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you ever add humor into there?
I do. No, absolutely.
I know. You can say that.
Yes. A lot of times I'm like, for one, ChatGPT says verbose. I'm not. I'm very to the point. So I say, make it very concise. And sometimes I will say, a lot of times I'll say, make it casual.
Nice.
Because normally people that know me, I'm like, hey, brother, what's going on? Yeah. Like, that's the way I talk.
That's you.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not formal. It's very informal. So I've trained it, which makes it nice.
That's cool because you can't fake that. You can't.
Exactly.
But you can train it.
Yes. Yes. And then just speed.
I love that.
Speed. It's
That's
next
so
level.
Good. Yeah. The question, so there's this thing called singularity, and that's when the AI becomes as capable as a human, and we're already there. It was supposed to happen a couple of years ago. It has. But we're able to take a task and put it into AI, and it spits out, as a social media manager, make me 5 posts that'll work for getting a demo in front of this person, you know.
Exactly.
I just the people in the space, they're not conforming to that singularity model. A lot of times they still separate their lives from the AI, and that's boundaries. You know, we got to talk about that earlier. We got to talk about that earlier, but at some point, when is AI going to be able to just know what you're going to ask it? You know what I mean? Do you see that in the future?
I do.
Yeah. How long do you think?
I do. Not that long. I mean, now, you know, you have all these agents, and we're actually, I just hired this young, brilliant AI. I tried him out.
Yeah.
He's like 22.
Okay.
And I gave him a very specific use case. Our bookkeeper does a lot of manual copy to do commissions, like copy here and put it over here, take stuff out of QuickBooks. He has an agent that now does all this, and literally she said that's going to save me 2 days a month.
That's awesome.
And she hated doing it.
Yeah, yeah.
2 days a month.
Yeah.
So I can just imagine having an agent that's listening to you.
Yes.
Also looking at everything you do all the time and watching how you respond. And then to your point, and the email tool I told you about is pretty much doing that for me now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
fair.
Responding for me. I have to approve it. But no, I absolutely see that coming, and I don't think it's far off.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the movie Her?
No.
All right. I'm not a big movie person, but I had to watch it in War College. And the gist of it is a guy dates his AI companion. So he dates his phone. And this is happening, by the way. I went to TED in Atlanta, and they talked about technology being a partner, a romantic partner, a relationship that you have. But the movie Her, he puts his phone in his pocket, you know, right here in the chest, and walks around. And she has a relationship, asks him questions, gets to know all about him until she knows all about him. And then he asks her for a response, and she doesn't respond immediately. And then he asks her, how many other people are you dating? And she goes, at this time, 20,995 people.
No way.
Yeah. It's just like, poof. And we had to watch it because I did this ethics and technology type of course with Professor Creel, a great guy. And he's in AI forums a lot. But he's like, hey, you need to watch this because, like, if you don't control it as a human, it could turn into this.
Yes.
What do you think we're doing to prevent something like that from happening?
Well, I don't know. It goes back to what I was talking about with the guardrails, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, how do you... I mean, it really is scary to think about if a robot had self-preservation.
Which they do.
Just like a human.
Well, not a robot. It's just artificial intelligence at this time.
Yes.
But whenever we start to infuse AI with a robot...
Yeah, I mean, imagine
I think
we have robots out there. Yeah. Humans are trying to shut them down, and the robots
Terminator.
Are like, yeah, you're not shutting me down.
It's Terminator.
It is really
it's Skynet.
And again, we're not that far off.
Yeah.
So to me, it sounds so far-fetched, but seeing what I'm seeing with AI, that's not that far off.
No.
So it's a scary, without the right controls, it could get pretty freaky.
What are you guys doing to control the environment in your space?
Yeah. So we've got all the security control. We're SOC 2 Type 2 certified. So the guy that developed it was a former cybersecurity director for a large corporation. So we've built in a lot of security controls to protect the data.
Yeah. So no one's going to be able to take resumes and get them out.
Correct.
And
so
all of the data that goes in stays with whoever is your client.
Absolutely. We've pen tested. We've had people, take a shot at it, try to get those things. And so I'm very confident there. But that next level, I just thought, like, we're not making robots and stuff. So, but when you have things that can actually move on their own, shoot a gun.
Yeah. There's things like that on the border of North and South Korea right now where they're automated with guns and they have to, like, send the email, pull the trigger.
Yes.
It's still a human that has to do it. from what I read. You know what I mean?
Right. But now imagine, however it's coded, a human doesn't have to do it, and they make their own decisions.
Yeah. There's a funny saying out there. Well, maybe it's not so funny, and it says we have AI that draws pictures for us and creates art, and we're still working instead of drawing pictures and creating art.
Right.
Do you see an inverse with what you're doing? I mean, I'm leading you on this because I see the inverse of what you're doing allows people to do more of the things that they really like to do instead of the things they don't want to do. Like, no, I never liked looking at a stack of resumes. Hated it.
Yes.
I always hated it. And I'd always get like 50 to 60 for the jobs we were hiring for in special operations because everybody wanted to work with us, you know?
Right.
So I'd get people to just obviously no. Just write no.
Right.
But I'd look at the stack of actual papers because I was in a classified space and I couldn't bring a lot of those things in there. So I hated, I dreaded it. So I can see your specific use case and how it's working, saving a lot of people anguish and grief.
Yes. And honestly, we haven't replaced anyone.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think I'll have to hire as many people because the ones we do have are way more efficient.
Yeah.
And we can scale. Like if a company gave us 500 jobs tomorrow, before Scout, we could never handle it. With Scout, we could handle it.
Yeah.
So I think, and with our recruiters, yes. I mean, and even like the with the bookkeeper I just mentioned, she hated that.
Yeah.
It was a lot of manual copy and paste. And so now that's all automated with an agent.
I love that.
Which frees up her time to do things that are more valuable for her.
Man. All right. I'm gonna step us out of here, man. We're all gonna be all over the place on this one. I love it though. So you went from being an athlete to being a cop to being in technology. And let me explain my journey. Because for those that are listening for the first time, they don't know this. I went from being an athlete to being in the military and doing technology. So I found this technology bubble to be where our world leaders are the billionaires. You know, the people who are actually making an influence in the world today are technologists. Mm-hmm. And when I told my buddies that, hey, I'm not going to go be a Green Beret or a SEAL, I'm colorblind, by the way, so that kind of took it off the table for me. But then I started looking at, what do I really want to do?
Right.
And then eventually, in my late 20s, I went to technology, you know, and then I stayed there for a while. But my buddies were like, they kind of looked down at me. They're like, that's not manly. You know, they're like, why don't you be a fighter pilot or something like that? And I'm like, technology's the future, man. Like, look at our people that are influencing the world. They're all technologists. Did you have any of that space? Did you have any of that mental fight? Did you feel like you lost anything? Or, you know, as a man, did you, because I'm saying this because I see it in a lot of people.
Yeah.
They look down on, in the military especially, they look down on us. When we became operators, they were like, yeah, but you're not real operators. I'm like, but we are. We are doing things in the space that you can't do. So it's just different. Have you seen any of that? Do you feel that?
I don't feel it at all.
That's it.
So I'm still a man. I work out.
That's right.
I grind. I get up early.
Yeah.
I work my tail off. You know, and for what AI does for me is it helps people. So I'm helping. Imagine 500 people apply, 40 are only looked at. Everybody's looked at.
Yeah.
So to me, I'm making a positive impact on the world.
Yeah.
So if that's not manly, then I guess, you know, so be it. You know what I mean?
No.
Like, I'm making a real impact on the world.
I mean, the reason why I asked it, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
The reason why I asked that question is because I've seen over time masculinity change from brute strength and fighting, if you will, from what society would say masculinity is, to actual masculinity. And in that frame, it's to help others do life better, to like leave a positive mark on the world, to like engage and protect. And I see technology benefiting more so than anything else. I see technology doing that.
Totally agree with you.
So whenever I'm bringing people on here, I'm bringing them on in a masculine frame. So I wanted to have that conversation with you because I know people are contemplating, like, do I go into technology? The answer is yes. If you're thinking about it,
Totally agree.
the answer is yes. And I mean, I fight with a lot of people who are in technology, and the running joke is, if you want to meet someone in technology, go to a Brazilian jiu-jitsu gym. That's where they all are. But I think that's a smart way to live life too. So
yeah, Atlas, I don't remember where I heard this, but it stuck with me for my whole career, and it was a long time ago. And whoever was talking to me or whatever I was at, conference or whatever, they said, if you don't adopt technology, you will not succeed. And from that day on, I mean, forever, I've talked to Siri, create a reminder to do this. Yeah. Like, I've leveraged technology in every which way to be more efficient and effective.
Yeah.
And I know I wouldn't be where I'm at today if I didn't do that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, let's pull that thread. So, as a man, I like to call out my kids, and I call out the man in them. And how I do that with technology is they watch me give, Siri directions on what I need it to do. I'm giving an order, and the device is giving me a response. And they see me get frustrated with some of the responses. Like, no, that's not what I want. But I can do that with a machine. I can't do that with a person. So maybe I need to clean that up. But what I think a lot of people are missing when they start looking at technology and how people may or may not look at them. One, who cares? Who cares what other people think?
Exactly.
It's your life. Live it. But two, it's a lot more effective to give ChatGPT a lot of orders and get something back in grandiose, orders, come back awesome a lot of times. So watching your creation happen, it allows you to be more of a man whenever you can leverage technology.
Totally agree.
People miss that a lot. And I'm not bashing mentorship at all. Mentorship is something you need. You need to have other men as brothers, so that they can help you grow too. But like you should definitely have a technology talk with your friends, your man friends.
Yes.
And see what comes out of it. Because I've learned a lot from you just sitting down today.
Well, it's funny. You know what you made me think of? So when I went from law enforcement into IT, mm-hmm. I struggled in the beginning because, on Monday for me, hey, did you watch the football game?
Yeah.
It was more manly stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas I had to fit in.
Yeah.
A lot of the people in IT, did you watch Star Wars? So not
it's
me.
Different.
Yes. So I had to, did you go to Comic-Con? Things that weren't me.
Yeah.
So I had to really embrace that so I could connect with people.
Right, man. This is perfect. This is where I want to go. So, growing up, my parents were, my dad and my grandpa, they came out of the special forces world. I learned how to do booby traps at a young age. I was in mixed martial arts before that was a thing. And I did sports. So why wouldn't I go to technology, right? Where if you're an extrovert, you look at the other person's shoes instead of yours.
Yes.
It was the whole thing. The whole world had switched for me. And I found it really hard to connect with people who were in the space, who knew what they were talking about.
Right.
That was the big thing for me. So, how was that journey for you? Like you said, talking about things that they would be interested in. How did you find out what they were interested in?
Well, let me tell you a story, because I think this is a great leadership lesson.
Yeah.
On kind of, and the leader, her name's Maureen Allison. She was actually the first woman to graduate West Point.
Okay.
Great leader. So I was in physical security. So I left law enforcement and I did physical security in the corporate world, where, locks and traditional investigations.
Yeah.
And she visited me in a Columbus pharmacy, and she liked me. And she sent me to computer forensics training with like 13 IT people, and I knew nothing about computers.
Yeah.
I got certified in computer forensics. That's what kind of ignited that career in me. But the reason I tell you that is, and I built this company this way. I don't want to necessarily say that because I don't want to hurt the company, but I have hired. So what she told me later, I said, why did you send somebody that knew nothing about computers and spend $4,000 to fly me to? She said, I saw your passion. I saw your tenacity. I wanted to see what you would do with it.
Wow.
And I took that and literally ran cyber operations for Johnson & Johnson. Like, so what I'm saying is, instead of looking at, well, they have 20 years, the person that's hungry, they will figure it out.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's how I built this company. Just hungry, passionate people, not 20 years in staffing, and we are killing it.
Yeah.
Killing it.
Yeah.
So a great leadership lesson. And one of my favorite quotes is, believe in people, they'll prove you right. Don't, they'll prove you right.
Right. Oh, that's good.
Yes.
That's almost like the Ford, whether you think you can or you think
yes.
you can't. You're right.
100%. Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
That's perfect.
Yes.
Because most people don't have malintent whenever they're trying to do something. They just need better directions. And Leif Babin is the one that wrote that chapter in Extreme Ownership on it's not the team, it's the leader.
Yes.
And he talked about switching out the leaders of the boat crews that were doing terrible and good, and switching them, and then they flop too. So there's lots of proof in that. If you do believe in people, if you call out whatever it is that you're looking for in them, that's good. Yep. And it doesn't have to be someone you know. A lot of times I see that spark ignited from somebody that doesn't know you but sees it.
Yes.
And it sounded like that's what happened there.
It is, because she barely knew me.
Yeah.
And we did a tour of the facility. And like I said, I literally knew nothing. I was in with all these IT people. And I'm sure they were all thinking, get this guy out of here. Because I was determined to learn. I probably held the class up because I was asking questions, But that is literally what ignited my career.
No, that's great, man.
It's really pretty cool.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's so good. That's so good. Yeah. That transition, though, it had to be hard because it was for me. I mean,
it was hard.
It took me years to try to figure out what I could talk to people about because, they weren't like me. I was going to the gym. They did not.
I would literally, Atlas, I'd be on calls with clients.
Yeah.
And they just throw me in. Like, these leaders were awesome because they're like, and so literally I'd be Googling stuff on calls because I'm like, I don't even know what that word means.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, that's been a big piece of my success. I have I don't want to say cocky, but I have a sense of confidence that I've always been willing. Boss, you want me to do that? I never once go, I would never say, I've never done that. Like, I'll do it. Yeah. I will figure it out.
It's always a yes, huh?
Always.
Yeah.
And that's like this company. I'm like, I'm doing it, and failure's not an option. Like, I'm not going to fail. With my name on it, there's no way in hell I'm failing. Yeah. And that's kind of that mentality of, just making the leap, man.
We had this guy named Snehal Antani in JSOC, and he used to call that mindset learn it alls. I'm not sure if it was his or if he got it from somewhere else, but I heard it from him first, and I was like, that's a really good way of putting that. It seems like you're a learn it all. Like, okay, I'll figure it out.
Yes.
Yeah. Not a know it all, because know it alls are not what anybody wants.
Definitely not that.
But someone who can engage at a different level, that's good.
I just know I'll put in the work to figure it out, and that's just it.
Because what I heard you tell me, your whole life is athlete, police officer, doer, and infuser of people's success now. That transition, those aren't the same worlds. So I see you going through each world, grabbing the experience that you needed to be where you're at today. How did you go through all those different steps? I mean, how long did you notice that it took less and less time when you were paying attention to the environment? Like, the environment changed. How did you navigate that?
I don't know, other than, treating people well, right? Listening to people. I always say influence with your ears. God gave you 2 ears, 1 mouth. Listen twice as much as you talk. So even on our Zooms, and I look at how much are we talking, how much are we listening. So I think that's one of the most underrated skills, is truly listening. And honestly, I struggle with that. Early on, I'd put an L in my notebook. Listen. Every page, because I want to talk, right?
Yeah.
And then another great book I read was 25 Ways to Win with People.
Nice.
And one of my favorite chapters in that book, and it is so true, is everyone wants to talk about themselves. Let them, and they will love you. So yeah, I want to talk about myself. Trust me, I want to tell you how great I am.
Yeah.
Everybody does.
Yeah.
But if you truly care about other people and listen to them and ask them about themselves,
Yeah.
watch their energy level go through the roof and refrain from talking about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And people will love you. So I said the success, I literally simplified this much. Relationships and working your butt off.
Yeah.
That's what I've done. I mean, it really.
That's my TED Talk is relationships, man. It's all about people. You know, you can't do it all. You put the right people in your life, it amplifies it.
The other thing, so this is big in my life, and we live this at the company. I call it say-do ratio.
Okay.
So when you talk about relationships, so my company, when my company, about 6 months in, I talked to my aunt and said, I can't believe how well we're doing. And she said, well, Casey, you started this business 20 years ago. And she was right. So all the people that I'd worked with, people that worked for me, my peers, my bosses, one thing they know about me is my say-do ratio is nearly 100%. So if I say, even today, there is no way in hell I would have been late unless something really happened. Like, there is no way. So if I say I'm going to be there at 10 o'clock, there's no way I'm not going to be there at 10 o'clock. And that builds trust. So then people will do business with you because they trust you. So many people today, I hear it on calls all the time. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. And people say things, but they don't even mean it. Like, they don't do it.
Yeah.
It drives me crazy. So we have that culture. Like, if you, and I have trained myself, like, if I commit to something, I immediately write it down or tell Siri, create a reminder. Like, I take that very seriously. If I tell you I'm going to do something, it's going to happen.
The say-do concept, where did you come up with that?
Actually, my days at CVS Health, I heard it. I loved it. And then I just implemented it.
Have you written a book?
No, I started, but then the business got too crazy in a good way.
I think if you wrote a book, the title should be Say Do.
I love it.
I mean, when you said that, I'm like, yes, that actually is, that's 100% you. That's how you roll, man.
Yeah.
I've never heard you say anything to anyone that you haven't followed up on it. And that includes on social media.
Absolutely.
So, why wouldn't you build systems that do the same thing? And that's probably why you're so successful. 20 years ago, you're building it. I don't know.
Right.
But I mean, I see that. But let's go back to where we started. Overnight successes take years, and people only see success. They don't see the grind that it takes to get there, and they don't see the network that has to be built to make that happen.
Atlas, I'm telling you, that van out there.
Yeah.
When I first, so it's a thing now. Like, there's kind of a following.
Yeah.
But when I started the company, I didn't have money to stay in hotels.
Right.
I slept in Walmart parking lots, Cracker Barrel, traveled this country.
Yeah.
Literally 3 months at a time, sleeping in CVS lots.
Yeah. Wow.
Most people are not willing to do what it takes.
No, they won't.
And they want to be comfortable. And Tony Robbins says, you're either growing or you're dying.
Yeah.
So if you're comfortable, you're dying.
For sure. I like Alex Hormozy. You know, it's what you're willing to give up that tells you how successful you'll be.
Very true.
Yeah. Hormozy's I like him not only because he was an Air Force guy for a while as a contractor, but his mindset is very much in line with the way I think. And I think he puts out a lot of content through probably AI. Yeah. But he takes a lot of those lessons and says, you know, people ask me, like, whenever I pull up in my junky car, like, aren't you a multimillionaire? And he's like, yeah, you should see my bank account, not my car. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But for the listeners, and actually, I mean, even if you're watching this, you won't see Casey pulled up in a very nice, like, I want it. It's like they're very popular around here, but it's like a multi-purpose, huge ass, very expensive looking van. It's not like a van you would see with the little windows, the 18 van or anything like that. His van is like 2 stories. So the van that we're talking about, it's not a humble abode.
Yes, but that's not what I started with. The first one was, so now, knock on wood, I feel blessed. We've been able to upgrade, but when I started the company, it was not a nice van.
None of that there.
It was sleeping in a van.
No. So you've done this journey you've been on the road for a couple of weeks now, haven't you?
Yes. Yeah, I started in Florida. I'm almost 3,000 miles in right now, and I'm heading to San Diego today and then San Francisco.
Well, tell us about the journey. Like, what have you done? What?
So it's great. So what I did, and I love this, I just love connecting with people. So everywhere I go, when I'm there, I send out notes to current candidates, clients, and employees.
Yeah.
And then also prospects. So I made like I'm going to San Diego. So while I was in Phoenix, not only did I have, meetings in Phoenix, but I sent out probably 100 messages to executives, other people saying, hey, you want to grab breakfast, lunch, or dinner?
Yeah.
And I literally tell them, and people love this, I will come to you.
Yeah.
That's the beautiful thing about the van. So, and it's a differentiator, right?
Yeah.
You tell me the restaurant, I will come to you.
Yeah. And
so I've spent a lot of time meeting with people, just driving to where they are. But we've also, on this tour, we've been having people interview with Scout. Nice. So just on the street, on their mobile phones.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, in Pensacola, Florida, I had I went to a speakeasy, and the lady behind the bar, she spoke Russian.
Oh, wow.
So I had her interview with Scout in Russian. So
nice.
And just getting feedback from people on, because I think there's this hesitation that AI is going to be weird. The feedback we're getting, people love it.
Yeah.
They actually, we're getting a lot of feedback that I'm actually less nervous, and I feel better talking to Scout than a human.
Yeah, wow.
And then,
That's
neurodivergent people,
yeah,
they can get very nervous in interviews, and they are liking that better as well.
Yeah, there's no judgment there.
Yes.
Like whenever you're being interviewed by Scout, there's no judgment. I've seen a couple of the ones that you posted where I saw the Spanish ones for sure because I'm trying to learn Spanish, and I'm like, I didn't know that word. What does that mean? And I'm Googling it. But I was like, wow, that's amazing. And it's right there, man. It's ready for anyone to pick up.
Yeah. Even if you don't have a computer and just a phone, you could still interview.
Listen, I know I gave you pre-workout as an early gift, and I never do an early gift that it doesn't get followed up by another one. So I'm going to give you a gift now. It's something that my first guest, Scott, and I'm continuing with it. This is my Redbeard flag. I just gave the other one that I had two left to Mike Tyson.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And Mike was looking at just like you, and he's like, "Tell me about the patch." And I'm like, "Well, I got on TED, and I got flagged, and then I found out that my bloodline goes back to piracy, and the flags behind me in the studio, they're all flags that I've seen on deployments, so from the special operations community, and there's just the pirates. Most people don't know this. But this is so fitting for you. So when I was thinking about your gift, I was like, I only have a couple of these left, but I think this is perfect because the word pirate actually means attempter. That's the origin of the word.
Attempter.
Yeah. Okay. So people, whenever they were trying to gather riches from ships, they would attempt to rob the ship. Not always successful, but they would always attempt it. So the people who were willing to attempt, well, they eventually got to get the spoils of war if they were successful, but they were always attempting. That was the main part, the word derivative.
Interesting.
So I'm trying to be a pirate in this space and attempt to gather lessons, and you've given us a lot. So,
well, thank you.
That's
pretty
as
cool.
A pirate for good. I know you recognize a pirate. A pirate recognizes a pirate. So I want you to continue, and you can fly the flag. You can throw it right on the hood of your van if you want. Yeah,
I love it. Thank you.
That's what we do in the military. We put our patches up in the cars. But
that's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, I wanted to give you that now that you're part of our unit.
Yes. Thank you.
This is going to be great. But for our listeners, if they want to find you and follow up with you, where would they do that?
Sure. So our website is www.covenant-hr.com. And then I am all over LinkedIn. So my name's Casey, Casey, last name Marquette, Marquette. And if you just put that in LinkedIn, I should pop up.
Yes, you absolutely will. And you post every day.
Yes, just about every day.
Yeah,
that's correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you have any help with that, or
I do have help?
Yeah.
But I approve everything.
Yeah. Okay.
But I have help, and sometimes that help creates it.
Yeah.
But there's actually a lot of posts I create myself as well.
Yeah.
Now I leverage ChatGPT almost every time.
Yeah.
But it's me speaking to ChatGPT and saying, I want to say this. It just makes it better, and I have to spend less time creating it.
But the messages, if I DM you, I'm getting you. I'm not getting
100%. You're getting me. 100%.
Yeah. So if I want to reach you specifically, I'm going to reach out.
100%.
And then I'll look at your website, and as a HR guy or gal that's looking for something, do you have your pricing packages and what you offer out on your website?
The pricing is not on there.
Okay.
But to ask about the pricing, there's obviously forms.
Yeah.
Or you could just shoot me a note directly. I'm extremely responsive. I pretty much never turn it off unless I'm sleeping.
I love it. I love that. Well, Casey, thank you for everything.
Thank you, man.
I mean, it's great
Thanks
seeing
for
you
your
again.
sacrifice. Seriously, in the military, everybody out there, I have a feeling your audience. I was in law enforcement. I always connect well with military people, structure, discipline, say do.
Yeah,
so I always connect well. So everybody out there that served, from the bottom of my heart, man, I appreciate it. I really do.
Yeah, there is a connection between first responders, the fire, police, military, EMT. That whole community is just serving, and it's all a sacrifice. So I appreciate that.
Yes,
I accept that, man. Thank you so much,
Thank
Casey.
you.
All right. Well, this has been Targeted. Thanks again for listening, Casey. Thanks again for coming.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for your time.
All right.
Thanks, everyone.
That's it. Stay with us as we stay on target with another awesome episode coming up next. We'll see you there. And subscribe to Targeted now. As an ambassador to buckedup.com, I get to give you our special discount. That's Atlas 25 when you go to buckedup.com to get that special discount. Only for our listeners, Atlas 25. Go to buckedup.com now.